Okay, everyone, now that we know how to combine like terms and simplify expressions, we're going to move into equations, okay? And specifically, we're going to be solving linear equations, and we're going to start with one and two-step equations, meaning you'll only either have to do one or two things in order to be done with the equation. First of all, if we are solving a one-step equation, we're going to isolate, meaning get by itself, the variable by using inverse or opposite operations, meaning if it's addition, the inverse of that is subtraction. If it's multiplication, the inverse of that is division. Okay, so for example, a one-step equation says solve x minus 5 equals 7, meaning what do we have to replace x with so that when we subtract 5 from it, we get 7. Most of you could probably do that in your head, but what we do is we want to get x by itself. So we have a minus 5. The inverse of minus 5 is plus 5. So we add 5 to both sides of the equation. A negative 5 and a positive 5 make 0. And the only thing I'm left with over here on the left is an x. I still have my equal sign in the middle. It just drops down. And then we have 7 plus 5. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So x must be 12. If we check our work, you would take 12, substitute it back in. 12 minus 5 equals 7. Yes, it does. Check. Two-step equations. We're going to have two steps. So step 1, use addition or subtraction to remove the constant term. And remember, constant means it doesn't have a variable or a letter on it. Step 2, use multiplication or division to remove the coefficient, which if you remember means the number in front of the variable. So for example, solve 2x minus 5 equals 11. Step 1 says use addition or subtraction to get rid of the constant term. Well, the constant term is the minus 5. So I'm going to use the opposite of minus, which is addition. Negative 5, positive 5 makes 0. 2x drops down. Equals 11 plus 5, 16. Then step 2 says use multiplication or division to remove the coefficient. Well, the coefficient in front of the x is 2, which is 2 times x. The opposite of multiplication is division, so we're going to divide by 2. And if you do it on the left, you have to do it on the right. So we divide by 2. We just get x. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. So x equals 8. If we check our answer, we take the x, substitute it back in. 2 times 8 minus 5 equals 11. Well, 2 times 8 is 16. Minus 5 equals 11. Yes, it does. Check. First example, 12n equals 42. So the only thing that I see next to the n is the 12. Right now it's 12 times n, so we're going to use the opposite of multiplication, which is division. Divide both sides by 12. 12 divided by 12 goes to 1, so 1n equals 42 divided by 12. I'm getting 3.5, so n must be 3.5. Next one, x plus 3.5 equals 10. So first thing I'm going to do, opposite of plus 3.5 is minus 3.5. Those two are going to cancel. X drops down. Equals, I'm going to grab my calculator, 10 minus 3.5, 6.5, and there's your variable. Next one, 18 equals 5x plus 3. Now, notice on this one, the variable is on the other side of the equation. If that bothers you, just switch the equation. Write it as 5x plus 3 equals 18. It's the same thing, it doesn't matter. But this one looks like a two-step equation, so the first thing is you have to deal with addition or subtraction. We have a plus 3, the opposite of plus is minus. So these two are going to cancel. Your 5x is going to drop down. Your equals is going to drop down. 18 minus 3, 15. Now you can get rid of your 5 in front of the x. Divide both sides by 5. 3 equals x. Last but not least, 7x minus 17 equals 60. So step 1, we have to get rid of addition or subtraction. Right now we have a minus 17, so we have to add 17. Opposite of subtraction is addition. 17s are going to cancel. 7x drops down, equals 60 plus 17, 77. Now we have to get rid of the 7 in front of the x, so we're going to divide by 7. 7's cancel to 1, so 1x equals 77 divided by 7, 11.